Today we will be going over stress concentrations, and particularly the stress concentration around holes. And we'll be looking at, an example case and seeing how the stress changes at different variations of how we can make and design that hole. We're going to be looking at a really simple geometry here, nothing too complicated. So I'll go ahead and show that to you guys right now. Okay, so here we are in Ansys Space Game, and we're looking at a surface that we've created today for today's exercise problem. I created this quickly in NX and then imported it to Ansys, but what I've done here, everything we're going to do is we took a mid-surface for this part. So you can see this is the mid-surface for the part, and if I show the drawer, the whole geometry, this is the whole geometry. So it's it's meant to represent a sample of something that, a plate with a hole in the center, something similar to maybe what you would see on an aircraft, so like an airplane window. The dimensions here are, let's switch into SI units real quick. You go to File, Space Claim Options, Unit, and set that to Imperial. And we can see it, units, width there is 6 inches, and the length is 12 inches. And the width of the window is 2 inches by 4 inches. Of course, we've added some radii here as well, and this is exactly what we're going to be investigating in this tutorial. Seeing how changing this radii will affect the stress distribution on this sample sheet. We're going to make a lot of simplifying assumptions here, because the main thing here is just to see how the stress develops around these edges, and so these won't be reflective of real super realistic boundary conditions, but hopefully it'll let you see how stress concentrations develop. You can rerun this, of course, and maybe we will, with a curved model with a hole. You can apply your hoop and axial stresses more accurately then, but for now we're just going to use simple plate. We're going to make it out of 6061, and we're just going to apply a tension to it and fix it at one end and see how the stress develops. So yeah, first thing I did here is I went into prepare and I made it into a mid-surface. When I get rid of the drawing, you can see I went into prepare, clicked mid-surface, and created a mid-surface here. So this will allow it to be meshed as a plate element rather than a solid. And yeah, that's what we had to do in this. And I also defined the Ansys GUI here looks a bit complicated. Nothing too complicated on this side. All I've done is, I wanted to run various different edge blend sizes, so 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and I'm just like trying to divert all the or apply the engineering data downstream, so I don't have to repeat the data that I've been using. So if we double click engineering data here, you can see I've defined 6061 T6 with density, modulus, Poisson ratio, everything that it needs for a linear isotropic model. And we're just running a simple linear isotropic model for this. And we will definitely build on this in the upcoming weeks, but just wanted to start off simple on this tutorial in case you haven't seen, some of these basic features in static structural. But I will show you how to create it from the start, so we're going to drag and drop static structural here. We're going to apply engineering data downstream, and we're going to take our 1/4 inch blend, and we're going to drag and drop that into geometry. And now that we've linked everything successfully, we can double click and open our model. You can see now Ansys has opened the model with our flat plate. And so now we want to just go through the steps like we do in every simulation, ensure that everything is set accordingly. So checking that our geometry has been imported fine. This is our geometry and the section. My layout here is a bit weird. What I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to click reset layout. and you can do that in the top right, quick launch. That just lets everything go back to how Ansys had a default. I don't know why some of the stuff in the bottom left here was a bit messed up, but see our geometry has been imported fine, it's fine, and we're assigning it a thickness of 0.1 inch. Currently, this has gotten it from the geometry that's in SpaceClaim, and we want to ensure that we're not leaving it structural steel, changing this to 6061 T6. And since this is a surface, it should be a pretty easy job to mesh. I'm going to change the sizing a bit to not make it default sizing. We're going to use a really fine mesh for this, honestly finer than you probably need to. You don't really need a fine mesh, far away from the stress concentrator region, so the center of the plate. So maybe ideally you'd want the center of the plate to have a more fine mesh and then a coarser mesh as you go out. But for now, I'm just going to put a fine mesh everywhere just so that it's less work and you can quickly run it and see our results. So right now it's meshing. All I did is I right click, added a sizing, added a face sizing, and I set it to 0.05 inch. Apparently it was attempting to default mesh it at 1 inch. And when comparing against different edge blend sizes, I'll try and keep the mesh size the same so that it's an apples to apples comparison. So now you can see our mesh, and our mesh appears 3D, but is actually meshing from a plate. The way this is done is in display, I have thick shells and beams enabled. If I don't have that enabled, you can see, looks like a flat plate, click thick shells, you can see the mesh in 3D. So all I'm going to do now is, like I said, we're not fully recreating the boundary conditions for this. We're just doing a simple one to see how the stress develops next to this hole if we update the hole, to different blend sizes. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a simple stick support here, and we're going to add a force on these nodes here. So on this edge there's force, this edge says fixed support. Now for the force, we want to define it by components, and we're going to add the force in the plus y direction. So we're going to have 5,000 pounds. So these are your two load conditions, very simple. And we're going to right click solution, we're going to add a deformation, and we're going to add a stress. And let's hit solve, see what it looks like. Yeah, so you can see the deformation here. I'm going to show mesh for the mesh so that the contours are a bit clearer. No wireframe, there you go. So if you play the mesh or play the deformation, you can see as expected, simply one side is fixed, one side is forming by changing the scaling here. And now let's go to stress, and you can see as expected, the majority of the stress is developing around the edges, particularly in these corner regions. And you can see actually, if you click the probe tool, this is how you can look at stress at different regions. You can see in this area there isn't much stress, but if you go somewhere like here, there's where like most of the stress is developing. So what do you think is going to happen if you change, and the way to change all these probes that I created, let's say you don't want them anymore, you can go into graphic annotations, click them all, click delete all, there you go, they're all gone. Very useful tool. You want to show the elements here, you can show each element. You want to show the underform wireframe, there you go. Yeah. So how do you think the stress of this will change as you increase the edge bend size or the fillet size over here? And I already have those models run. I won't show you the whole setup for all of them. So, we saved some time, and I spent some time before recording this to create all the models. So I'll show you them now. So yeah, this is 0. So let's start with this. So as expected, this is a sharp corner, and no wire. There you go. This is what it looks like for a sharp corner. As you can see, the stress is higher, but not only is the stress higher, what you will find is on this perfectly sharp corner, as we've modeled it, the stress actually goes to infinity. This is because physically in the real world, you can't really have a perfectly sharp corner. The stress will go very high there. Usually things have fillets, and so you're getting a discontinuity where a lot of stress is being generated, which is not true to reality. There is a lot of stress in this region, but stress is not infinity at this region. But these are very high stress points, so ideally you don't want to be designing windows with very sharp corners, especially when they're in a loaded configuration. And here you can see the stress is slightly lower when you have 1/4 inch. And now if you go into 1/2 inch, you can see the stress is all up all the way to 25.6 KSI on the wireframe here. You can see the stress almost is getting more redistributed. And you can see these windows are starting to look more and more familiar. And then finally, if we go to 1 inch, those are the deformations there. Yeah. And now if we go to 1 inch version, that's why the deformations are all the same. Just wanted to double check. Now if we go to the final 1 inch version, you can see this is a very rounded shape. You can see the stress is distributed far better. So you can see we are at 22.3.2 KSI let's compare this to the most realistic model. So this would be quarter inch, which I believe is this one. Yeah, there's quarter inch. It has 29 KSI. You can see the stresses in a far smaller region. And in this one, we're seeing a stress of 23 KSI, with the stress being far more distributed than in the previous one. I'd be careful as well here, because the contour bands on this one does not mean the same as what it would mean on this one. So here, let's set the contour to, set the orange to 20 KSI. And let me set now the orange here to 20 KSI. And you can see that there's far more orange. This one only has orange here. This one has orange in a larger area and a more concentrated area. A more concentrated area here on this one than in this one. So this one, the stress is being distributed far better. This applies to things when you're working with, an L bracket, when you're working with different materials. You always want to ensure that, you don't have sharp discontinuities in loaded parts. Those called additional stresses on the part. And you want to use edge blends and fillets wherever you can. And hopefully you see why now. The homework will be similar to this. It won't be too challenging, because we're just trying to understand the basics here. Another great thing with stuff like this is you can go and look at hand calcs, particularly in stuff like rock stress and strain, where you can compare against hand calcs and see, how much better will a flat plate with a hole of a certain radii be than another radii. Instead of having to run, an FEA for one of them, which takes time, you can simply do a hand calc and see how your part will perform and see the stresses that you will get with them. Yeah. So pretty simple model this week, but yeah, hopefully that's useful. Let me know if you have any questions on Piazza. Thank you.